It's time for another episode of The Adventures of William Ruby, Private Detective, brought to you by Sugar Twinkles Cereal. Sugar Twinkles. They're made with sugar for energy and a fairy dusting of 8 vitamins and minerals to make it twinkly healthy. Grown-ups and kids alike love Sugar Twinkles. Make it a part of your breakfast.
Will Ruby here. I'm a city boy, born and raised right here in Hollywood between Paramount Pictures and Grauman's Chinese Theater. My heart will always be in among the movie houses and tourists. Come the end of summer, though, I start getting a craving for pig races, best pie competitions, and funnel cake. My parents took the whole family to the Los Angeles County Fair every year when I was a kid. My brother George, now a lieutenant in the homicide division of the LAPD, had to see the cows. My sister Harry, now a movie stunt woman and my business partner, loved the Wild West shows. Should have seen where that was going. Me, I loved the food, especially roasted corn on the cob and barbecued ribs. As we got older, we went less often until we didn't go at all. And I think we all forgot about the fair as other things took over our lives. That is, we forgot until George's wife, Dolores, decided to resurrect the tradition. She had been stuck at home most of the spring and summer with the new twins and the 2 older kids, and she needed to get out. The fair was a perfect place to wear out the offspring, she told George. George wasn't thrilled, but he agreed. He decided his misery needed company, so he talked me into going too, and I talked my friend Roberta into joining us. I asked Harry to come, but turned out she was already going to be there. She was fulfilling a childhood dream. She had been hired for the Wild West show. I started thinking about that corn and barbecue, and my hesitation turned into a growling stomach. I should have listened to my first reaction. A simple day at the fair turned into a wild ride that had nothing to do with roller coasters.
This is fabulous! All of the sounds and colors and smells. I'd forgotten how much I love them. There's nothing quite like the county fair. Oh, look at those horses. They're huge. The smell of cotton candy is heavenly.
You're a gem. Did you come here when you were little?
I sure did. My parents brought us every year. I actually met George here, you know. We were, 5, George?
6. I remember because Harriet just started kindergarten and Will wasn't walking yet. Dory and I got picked out of the audience to try to milk a cow. My hand slipped and I sprayed her with milk.
I was so mad. That was my favorite dress. We didn't see each other again for 15 years. Then one day I witnessed a bad accident in Hollywood, and the officer taking statements was this devastatingly handsome and familiar sergeant. It took maybe 30 seconds for me to realize who he was. He wouldn't ask me on a date. Against regulations, he said. So I made sure he knew that I would be stopping for dinner at Hoagie's at 6. We've been together since 6:01 that evening.
I recognized you right away, Dory. I didn't think I had a chance with you. You were so pretty, and that's why I brought up regulations. You came up with an alternate way to meet. Well, let's just say I knew you were the girl for me.
Aw, you two are just the cutest things.
Yeah, Uncle Will, lovey-dovey stuff is disgusting.
Yeah, until you're 12. Then you'll change your mind completely.
I love that story, Dolores and George. I've never really believed in true love, but you just changed my mind.
Always happy to help in that department. You'll find it too, promise. Unless you've already found it.
Dolores.
Mommy, can we play games? I want to win a goldfish.
Whew, saved by the niece.
Go ahead and take Lillian and Jay, Dory. I'll take the twins and get us all some lemonade.
Go with you, big brother.
And I'll go with you, Dolores.
Oh, good. We can gossip. Just make it quick, boys. Harry's show starts at 1, and I want to get good seats.
Ooh, yes. I can't wait to see her Wild West show.
It's not that late. Let's take our time. Twins are asleep, and the other 2 need to have some fun. So do Jay and Lillian.
George! A joke? I think we may have to come to the fair more often.
Ah, shut up. Have you had any cases lately? You haven't bugged me in a couple of weeks.
Nah, I've had a couple of small things. Hunting down an heir, finding a missing dog who wasn't really missing. And that's it.
I don't believe it. You actually took the dog case.
Only after I got her to pay me in cash instead of diner coupons. The maid said the food wasn't being eaten anymore, so I figured maybe it actually did get out. The dog turned up next door. $100 for 15 minutes. Not bad.
Sounds like extortion to me. 6 lemonades, please. We'll take 2 now. Take your time on the other 4. We'll be sitting at this table right here. Thanks.
Dolores told me she's working again?
Yeah, she is, but mostly at home. She turned the den into her studio. Working makes her happy, so I don't mind. Has Roberta started her new season?
Not yet. Case file of Eddie James starts up again on Monday. She and her writing partner John have been working on episode outlines, though, so I'm not writing in panic mode.
Smart. But then I wouldn't expect anything less of Roberta. She's a fine woman.
Yeah, she sure is. She's a great friend.
Yeah, is that all she is?
Dolores is rubbing off on you. Should she be more than a friend? After all, Frankie thinks we're still engaged.
Pickle, I really need you to stop.
No, you made a promise to me. You got us both in a real rhubarb jam.
I can't. I'll be the pickle in the jar if I even try. You don't want me to get canned, do you?
No, I just want to preserve the one thing that makes me happy.
Hey, take a look at the 2 people behind me. Do they look familiar?
I can't see them. They're behind the lemonade banner. Why?
I thought maybe they were a famous comedy duo talking about pickles and jam the way they were.
I didn't think it was funny. Sounded like some kind of nefarious plot to me.
You have been working too hard, big brother. I bet everything sounds like a nefarious plot to you.
Yeah, you're right. About all of it. I've been wondering if it isn't time to take a long vacation or maybe even change careers.
What? Whoa. Vacation? Yeah. Change careers? You? Even if that was possible, which it isn't, as your blood runs police blue, what would you do?
Ah, following Father's footsteps?
Follow... Father... You? A plumber? The man who couldn't figure out how to replace a shower head? Stick with police work. That's what you understand and what you're good at. You still love it, I know you do.
I do still love it, but I do need a vacation. Maybe I'll take a couple of weeks off and putt around the house. That ought to be enough to convince me that I don't want to be a plumber.
That's the George I know and love. I would better go find the rest of the gang. I don't want to risk the wrath of Mrs. Ruby.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's what little brothers are for. Well, among other things. George, a plumber? Never in a million years, with or without the knack. He's too darn smart for a job like that. His brain needs the stimulation of tough cases. I understood being exhausted, though. It's happened to me more than once. I urged him to consider the day a mini vacation and just enjoy himself. He readily agreed. So did Dolores and Roberta when I told them. The odd conversation we'd heard was forgotten. Well, it was forgotten until it came back up in a big way later that day. We had other things to capture our attention in the meantime, most notably the jaw-dropping talents of my big sister.
Oh no! Black Bart has kidnapped the lovely Annabelle. He's tied her up and hoisted her up on that pole. Can our hero rescue her before it's too late? He's jumped on his horse. Black Bart missed. He won't miss again. There's not a second to lose. Let's all cheer John Darling on. Go,
John Darling! Go, John Darling! Go, John Darling!
Oh my! Black Bart shot the rope holding Annabelle clean through, but John Darling got there right in the nick of time and Annabelle landed safely on John's horse. They've caught up to Bart and subdued him, and that ends our little tale. A big hand, please, for our very brave stunt people. Look for them in all of your favorite movies. Please come back at 3 o'clock for another thrilling adventure.
Yeah, wow. I've never seen anything like that.
Wow, that's just you'd be so
glad we
entertained.
came out for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Harry surpasses any definition of brave, doesn't she? Not to mention athletic and talented ladies.
Hi, Flame. She sure does. Crazy might be in there, too. Did you come all the way down here just to see her?
I did. I've never seen Harry working, so I decided to come.
Yeah, you wouldn't have much of a chance to see a movie, would you? So, are you headed back now?
No, I'm here for the whole day. I haven't had a day off since I moved the club, so I decided to take one. Sergio is covering. Hopefully, the club won't burn down.
Good for you.
You're more than welcome to wander around with us, Flame, if Harry's gonna be busy. Thanks. I don't know if she is, but we're all about to find out. Here she comes.
Hey guys! Thanks so much for watching the show. What did you think?
That was really neat, Aunt Harry. I wish I could do stuff like that.
Maybe when you're a little older you can. Your parents would kill me if I tried to teach you now. In the meantime, I can show you a couple of rope tricks.
Wow, thanks.
Me too?
Oh, brother, that's just what we need. 3 Harrys in the family.
4 in a way, sweetheart. I'm not exactly Susie Homemaker.
I think that just proved that you love all of it, big brother. So, where to next, group? The Ferris wheel? Cow judging? I'd love to start my quest for the best barbecue.
I'll go wherever you guys decide. I'm not in the next show, so I have a few hours.
How about somewhere shady and cooler? I've already been exposed to more sunlight than I get in 6 months.
I second that. It's gotten positively hot out here.
I third it.
Our best bet is probably the exhibition hall, so we can see who made the craziest crazy quilt.
Ooh, I second that. I want to see the costume section.
Well, I guess I can wait a little while for my barbecue. Now let's go.
Where did everyone go? They all scattered as soon as we got to the Culinary Arts Hall.
Dolores and George took the kids to the bathroom. Flame and Harry wanted to see a leather working demonstration that was just starting. They'll catch up to us. What would you like to see?
Oh, I don't know. How about the cake section? That's something I know a thing or two about.
Oh, you sure do. You're one of the best bakers I've ever met. Everything you make in the kitchen is so good.
I knew it. You only love me for my chicken parmesan.
Not true at all. On the other hand, that trick you have when you make steaks, oh.
I've never had a friend quite like you. We like so many of the same things. We understand each other on multiple levels. I wish.
Don't. I know. Hang on to that wish a little longer, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, look, they're judging canned stuff. Let's go watch.
We will begin the canning and pickling judging with pickled watermelon rind. For those new to this kind of contest, our judges will be evaluating taste, crispness of the pickled items, color, and aroma, among other things, based on criteria that was developed by our judges and given to the contestants beforehand. Each of these criteria will be given a score between 1 and 10. The item with the highest cumulative score will be given first place. Judges?
This one tastes not as good as last year's.
Do we have water available?
Certainly, Judge Flores. Here's the whole tray of glasses. Help yourself.
Thank you. Not a commentary of this particular entry. It's just so hot today. Oh, good. There's one without ice in it. Ice ruins the taste buds, you know. Oh, gee. Gloves make it hard to hold the glass. I wish sometimes that they were no longer in style.
I know what you mean. You were so smart to a kid. I swear they breathe better than cotton. Oh, I see by your raised hands the rest of you would like some as well. Here you are.
Well, that's it for the water break. We have tallied our scores for pickled watermelon rind. We are pleased to award the blue ribbon to
What happened?
Oh dear. Someone run and fetch a nurse from first aid.
Uh-oh. Let me through, please. Maybe I can help. Or maybe I can't.
Is she?
Yeah, she sure is. Dead as the fish in that jar of herrings over there. Death is not supposed to be part of the judging process. Had she been overwhelmed by a particularly good batch of pickled watermelon rind? No. The bluish tinge to her lips and pupils like pinpricks told me poison was the culprit, most likely cyanide. But what could have poisoned her? Not the canned goods. All the judges would have gotten sick, and none of the others had. George came running when he heard the commotion, of course, and he had the same thoughts I had. Know who didn't agree with this? Sergeant Lee Pritchard, the officer in charge of the fair. The fair is held in Pomona, a city in the county limits, but not part of the city of Los Angeles. That meant George had no jurisdiction, and Sergeant Pritchard made sure he was aware of that. Sergeant Pritchard also made it very clear that he wasn't capable of solving a grade school crossword puzzle. Never mind a murder case.
I say. Settle down, people. This is a crime scene, not a coffee clutch. I want to talk to everybody here one at a time. Who discovered the body?
We all did, Sergeant Pritchard. Clara collapsed right in front of us. Clara Flores is her whole name for your records. Are you sure it's a crime? She did say she was hot. She might have had a heart attack or something.
Not a heart attack. Judging from her appearance, I'd say cyanide.
Oh, you would you? Fiddle-de-dee, what are you, some kind of poison expert?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am. Lieutenant George Ruby, LAPD Homicide Division.
You don't say. Well, this just so happens to be Pomona, Lieutenant, not Los Angeles, so kindly keep your fat opinions to yourself. This is my case, understand?
Why, you over...
He's right, big brother. We'll find a way around it.
Yeah, listen to him. You don't and you'll end up on the wrong side of my jail bars. So, it looks like you were in the middle of judging pickles. Who made the pickles in this open jar?
I did, Sergeant. I'm Mamie Parker.
Oh, yeah? So, why did you kill her?
What? I did no such thing.
Fiddle-de-dee, of course you did. You figured she'd give you bad marks, so you put poison in the jar.
That's absurd, Sergeant Pritchard. If that was true, all of the judges would be dead. They all ate some of that pickle.
Well, she had a sensitivity to the poison then. Or maybe you put it in there, Mrs. Reed.
I certainly hope you have the evidence to back up that accusation, Sergeant Pritchard.
President Hughes, I say I wasn't accusing anyone. I was just making observations. This is a very serious situation, sir. This victim was almost certainly murdered with poison, no less. At least according to this supposed expert. Of course, he could be the murderer trying to cover his tracks.
Pritchard! I am so sorry, Mr...
It's Lieutenant, actually. Lieutenant Ruby, LAPD. There's my brother Will and his friend Roberta Maxwell.
Clifford Hughes, Fair Committee President. Would you three come with me, please?
Hey! Those are my witnesses!
You have plenty of other witnesses to interview. I promise I won't let them run away. We'll just be in the office over there. Please accept my profound apologies, Lieutenant. Nobody expects the police to ever have to do anything serious here, so they just give us any officer available. What can you tell me?
Not much, actually. I just ran in when I heard a commotion. Will and Roberta were there at the time of the incident, though.
There's not much to report. The panel started judging the pickled watermelon rind. They stopped for a sip of water and to tally their scores. The victim started to announce the winner when she collapsed. I noticed a blue tinge to her lips and fingers and narrow pupils and deduced she'd been poisoned. most likely by cyanide.
Which was probably in her water glass, not in the pickles, as all of the judges sampled the same pickles.
That's what I saw as well. Mr. Hughes, we came with the lieutenant's family. Someone should let them know what's going on. I'll go, if that's all right.
Please do. I wouldn't want them to worry. I should probably go and get that water glass before Pritchard picks it up with his bare hands. I wish I could let you take over, Lieutenant.
Yeah, I wish you could, too. Will can help, though. He's a private detective.
You don't say. Could I hire you, Will, to, how shall I say, conduct an independent investigation? I'll make sure you're paid handsomely.
I'd be happy to, on one condition.
And what's that?
That you don't tell Sergeant Pritchard until it's absolutely necessary. I don't want to turn this investigation into a competition.
Agreed. On all levels. Here. This pass with my signature on it will give you access to everything on the fairgrounds. Where would you like to start?
Someplace far from Sergeant Pritchard. Does the victim have an office here by any chance?
Not one of her own, but there is a meeting room for all of the judges in the administrative building. She would have left any personal items there.
Ah, that's where I'd like to start.
Guess, I'll go back to the family.
Nah, you may not be able to work the case, but there is nothing in the world that says you can't watch. And, maybe clear your throat or something if you see something I miss.
Hi, guys. Roberta told me what's going on. I second Will's motion. In the meantime, we'll keep an eye on Sergeant Ding Dong. He's something else, he is. You can hear him barking all the way in the costume section.
Oh, goodness. I'd better go put a stop to that. The administrative offices are just around the corner, Will. Turn left at the end of this building, and it will be on your left. And thank you again.
You sure you don't mind me running off, Dory?
Of course not. You're needed. Roberta and I can manage the troops. I think Jay has a bit of a crush on Roberta, so he'll behave for sure.
Oh, brother.
Had to start sometime, big brother. At least he has good taste. Harry can stay with you guys for now. I'll come and get her if I need her. Let's go, George. We found the administration offices without any trouble. Found the judge's room too, and the victim's personal belongings, which consisted of a purse. The purse contained a wallet with a little cash and a driver's license, a compact, a lipstick, a memorial photo with the inscription Enrique Flores, 1907 to 1948, a business card for Flores's Flores and Findings Boutique, and a tiny date book that had the same entry on several dates, B, 5 p.m., and a little heart drawn next to both. None of it pointed to a killer. George wondered aloud who might have poured the water for the judges. There was a better than good chance that Pritchard was still trying to force a confession out of one of the witnesses, so we risked going back to the exhibition hall to find out. Luckily, the person we asked turned out to be the person we were looking for.
So I say, why did you kill her?
Oh, Clara, what happened? Oh, we may never know.
I say,
Idiot running the investigation.
I say.
Go!
So why did you
I didn't know anyone was nearby. How may I help you, sirs? If you're inquiring about the judging, I'm afraid it's been postponed due to a medical issue.
Yeah, we know all about the medical
why
issue.
did you kill her?
Will Ruby and my brother George. President Hughes asked me to look into that issue.
Oh, you're Will Ruby. Clifford mentioned you to me, in confidence, of course. I'm Bernard Simmons, chairman of the Home Economics Department. How can I help?
Did you know the deceased?
Certainly. Clara, Mrs. Flores, was a long-standing member of my department. I considered her a friend.
I don't believe
And
you.
before you ask, she was highly respected by everyone who knew her.
Yeah, everyone except the one who killed her. We believe she was poisoned, probably via her glass of water. Who poured
Are you
those
kidding me?
glasses of
With
water?
that? Forget
Why,
that.
I did. But I assure you, I did not put any poison in any glass.
You wouldn't believe how many suspects have told me that. I think the percentage is 100. Not that I'm suspecting you.
Fiddle-de-dee.
Not yet.
You take me for a
I'm
fool.
curious, though. I was standing right there when it happened. She took a specific glass of water, the only one that didn't have ice in it.
Get away
You
from
say
me.
she was a friend, so you must have known her pretty well. Did she prefer water without ice?
Yes, she did.
I don't believe you.
She claimed the ice numbed her taste buds, and she couldn't judge properly with numbed taste buds. Here's the odd thing, though. In my haste to prepare for the judging, I forgot that and put ice in every glass.
What that? Forget that.
You did. You're positive of that. Was the tray glasses ever left unattended? Sorry, Will.
Nah, don't mention it, big brother. Some old habit shouldn't die. Well, Mr. Simmons, are you positive, and was the tray ever left on its own?
Yes, I'm sure, and, well, to be honest, yes, it was. I filled the glasses just before judging was to start. Then the ladies' washroom attendant came to me about a burned-out light bulb, so I left the tray on the demonstration counter and went to help her. I didn't think there would be an issue, of course. Never has been. We've all left things in here, and they've never been touched. The funny thing was, when I got to the washroom, all the bulbs were lit. She couldn't explain it. I was only gone for a couple of minutes, less than 5 for certain.
I don't believe you.
The tray was right where I left it. I picked it up and put it on the rolling cart. Then I was called away again, so I asked Velma, Mrs. Reed, the culinary arts department chair, to take it to where the judging was going to start. I swear.
Yeah, one more question. Do you happen to remember who was nearby when you were called to the washroom?
There were some patrons, to be sure. They didn't come near the demonstration area. Oh, yes, the farmer who led the butter-making demonstration was there. She had gotten her crate of jars, I believe. She had forgotten her crate of jars, I believe. Her name is Jackie Wilkins. You should be able to find her down by the barns. She and her family show cattle and run the pig races.
Thanks, I'll hunt her down. Please don't leave the fairgrounds, not until we tell you it's okay.
Oh, I won't. I want to find out who did this, even more than you do.
Fact or fiction?
Maybe some of both. Couldn't help but think he was leaving things out.
Yeah, me too. Harry! I thought you were with Dolores and the kids.
And miss all of the fun? Heck no! I'm going to have to miss a chunk of it as it is, unless we miraculously solve the case before I have to do the next show. Where are you two headed?
The barns. We need to find the woman whose family runs the pig races. She may have seen something.
Jackie. I know her, well, who she is anyway. Follow me. I know a quicker way to get there than waiting through the crowd. You can catch me up as we go.
Here's the arena where they hold the pig races, but nobody's around.
She must be with her cows then. They're in the next barn.
Oh, Lieutenant George Ruby, what are you doing so far from home?
Pauline!
Oh no, here I am, Madam Zelda. Tell her our fortunes. You need me to tell you what the future holds, no?
No, we're just looking for somebody.
Little Ruby, brother of Lieutenant George Ruby, and the sister. A very serious situation has befallen our little fair. I can feel it. Perhaps I can help.
We're looking for Jackie Wilkins. She's not in trouble. We just need to ask her a question.
Perhaps she is not in trouble, but perhaps she is. A trouble you do not even know yet.
Oh? What do you know that we don't?
I know many things that you do not, young one. My knowledge is not imparted for free.
Madam Zelda is one of my longtime underworld contacts. Her information can be valuable. Note the can. How much do you think this pearl of wisdom is worth, Pauline? Say it straight. No mumbo-jumbo.
You never were any fun, George. How about a sawbuck?
How about half of that and a promise not to tell Sergeant Pritchard that you pick the pockets of your customers when you read the fortunes?
You drive a hard bargain, as usual. 5 is better than nothing, I guess. Jackie isn't here. She asked me to keep an eye on the cows while she did a demonstration in the exhibition halls. She came back when she realized she'd left something behind and went to get it. When she returned, she was as white as a sheet. She told, not asked, told me to stay put because she needed to do something. Then she ran off in the direction of the Midway.
That isn't worth a plugged nickel, never mind a fiver.
I wasn't finished, cutie. Jackie's gotten into debt, a lot of debt. She's lost a lot at the track here. She thinks she's kept that quiet, but I've seen the betting slips, and I've seen her talking to Big Jake Fisher. Might not have anything to do with the murder of Clara Flores, but then again, as Clara and Jackie were close, it might.
How did you know about the murder?
I am Madam Zelda. I know all.
Oh yeah? Then tell us who did it.
I wish I knew. That would definitely be worth more than even a double sawbuck. If I hear anything, I will let you know. What a place, of course.
Of course. Will, Midway.
Yep, though this case is anything but fun and games.
Do you really think Jackie did it?
I don't really think anything. Not yet. She did have the opportunity to spike the water, but did she have a motive? And how would she know for sure that the victim would take that glass of water? On the other hand, I do think she saw something.
I agree with all of that. That being said, that Bernard Simmons is on my suspect list. There's something about him that makes me not trust him.
There's Jackie over there by the funnel cake stand. Hey, Jackie, we've been looking all over for you.
Hey, Harry. You been looking for me? Why? Who are these guys?
These are my brothers, George and Will. We have a couple of questions for you.
Oh. I hope they're about cows or pigs. I don't know much about anything else.
You might know something about what just happened at the pickle judging. You were seen there when everything was happening.
Me? No, I don't know a thing. I was there, sure. I did a how to make butter demonstration, but I left before the judging started.
According to multiple witnesses, you came back to collect the jars you left behind, which were right by the tray of water glasses for the judges. Is there anyone else in that area?
Oh. No, I don't think there was. And before you say anything, I did not touch those glasses.
Hey! I thought I told you to stay out of my investigation, Lieutenant.
I'm not in it. I haven't even said a word here.
Harry was just introducing me to her brothers, Lee. There's no law against that, is there?
No. As long as that's all it is. I'm watching you, Ruby boys. You get even a half step out of line and I'll throw the book at you. Jackie, I heard you in home economics earlier. Did you see anything?
No, sir. Not me.
I'm not so sure about that. I heard you around when it happened. I'm having those glasses dusted for prints, and yours had better not be on them or you'll have some explaining to do. The rest of you, remember what I said.
You just asked about home ec, too. And he's a cop, and he threatened you, which means you guys aren't cops. Who exactly are you, huh?
I'm a private detective. Clifford Hughes hired me to investigate what happened as he doesn't trust Pritchard.
I am a cop, but this isn't my jurisdiction, so I'm just tagging it.
I'm not sure I buy that, but I'll say it again. I didn't touch those glasses. The only ones I saw anywhere near them were Bernard Simmons and Clara Flores. I didn't do anything wrong. You don't really want to know about those glasses, do you? You're some of Big Jake's boys, and you made that up to get close to me. Don't touch me. He said I had till the end of the day, and it ain't the end of the day yet. I'll have it for him. You tell him that. Now leave me alone.
Jackie! Oh, she's gone. That is one scared rabbit.
Yeah. Hope she doesn't do anything stupid. Desperation is a dangerous thing.
You sound like your brain is somewhere else. Come up with something.
I don't know. Maybe. Something's tugging at the back of my brain. Something I heard that's trying to fit itself into the puzzle.
Wait a minute. I know what it is. The nefarious plot.
That's it! If you were right about that, it would point the finger right at the killer.
Nefarious plot? What nefarious plot?
George and I were sitting at the lemonade stand talking when we overheard part of a conversation. On the surface, it kind of sounded like the two people talking were working up a skit about the canning section. But what if they weren't? Big Brother, could you positively identify those voices?
Maybe if I heard them again, I could.
Yeah, you won't get the chance for one of them. I'm positive it was Clara Flores, our victim. The other one I'm willing to bet was Bernard Simmons. Remember all the B's in her date book?
The two were having an affair. He wanted to break it off. She refused and threatened to tell his wife, so he killed her.
Good motive, but do you really think anyone would be dumb enough to kill someone by poisoning them with something only they could have given the victim? Huh, that doesn't wash for me.
She has a point, though. I will say it wouldn't be the first time a criminal hasn't thought things through. And there's Jackie. She swore she didn't touch them. On the other hand, she apparently owes someone named Big Jake, I'm guessing a bookie, a lot of money. Is it enough of a debt to be willing to do something shady?
If it was me, I'd be looking into those fingerprints on the glasses.
Yeah, and if it was me, which it is, I would too. Let's go see if we can sneak in and find out.
Pritchard is standing right outside the hall, darn it. I know how we could get in the back, but we have to talk to the crime scene guys, and he'd hear us talking.
Looks like you three need to get in that building, but the troll is guarding the gate.
Dory, how many times have I told you not to sneak up on me?
None, actually. I'm not the sneaky type. Do you need to get in there?
Yes,
For how long?
just a couple of minutes, but Dory...
I can get lost and need directions just like anyone else, especially with a bunch of kids. And those kids can be pretty distracting, can't they?
Yeah, they sure can. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Roberta!
I thought I saw you guys over here behind the chuck wagon. What's going on?
The private eyes need to infiltrate the crime scene. Sergeant Ding Dong would never allow that, so we're going to run interference in the style of damsels in distress.
I love your way with words so much, Dolores. Understood. Do we need to send the Recon Junior agents first?
Roger that. Give us a minute, Pinkertons. Let's go, Matahari Jr. Jay! Lil!
Yes, Mommy.
Play acting time. See that policeman over there? I want you to count to 10, then run over to him and tell him you're lost. Make it an Oscar-worthy moment. Aunt Roberta and I are going to circle around and come from that side over there. We need to make sure he doesn't see Daddy, Uncle Will, and Aunt Harry sneak in the building. Got it?
Got it, Mommy.
Aye, aye, Captain. Ready, Lil?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Officer! Officer, we can find our mommy!
Huh? What do you want me to do about it?
Mommy told me to go to a policeman if I ever got lost, that he would help me. It won't help much, but I'm scared.
He must not be a real policeman. We'll have to find a real one.
Hey! I'm a real policeman. I'm just busy right now.
Oh, thank God you found them, officer. I turned my back for only a split second and they were gone.
Let's go, kids. You're in a peck of trouble, big brother.
But me? Why?
Oh, because those kids of yours are destined for the silver screen.
I'm sorry, but this area has been closed.
Yeah, I know. I'm working for President Hughes. Here's the pass he gave me.
Oh, yes. President Hughes did say he had hired you. How shall we say, clandestinely? I'm Officer Miller. How did you get past Sergeant Pritchard?
Carefully. We just have a couple of quick questions. One, was there poison in the water glass?
Yes, there was. A rat poison that contained cyanide, to be exact. Enough to kill 3 people.
Ah, great. That confirms our suspicions. Question number 2. Did you find any fingerprints on the glass?
We did. 2 nice clear sets. One belongs to Mr. Simmons, the home economics chair. The other set belongs to Clara Flores, the victim.
Well, that's that then.
Maybe. Stay here a sec. I want to take a look at that demonstration area.
Oh, okay, lady. I get it. I promise I'll be more community-spirited or whatever from now on. Right now, I've got work to do.
Ooh, that's our cue to skedaddle. Miller, do me a favor and check this for prints. I'll come back for your answer.
Will do. And I won't tell him. Now run before he sees you.
This way, guys. We'll end up back by Dolores and Roberta.
Whew, made it. Thanks for getting us out of there, Harry.
You're welcome. What did you mean when you said maybe? And doesn't Mr. Simmons have to be the one who poisoned the water? If the prints were pristine, then no one else could have handled the glass.
She has a point.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Get behind the grilled corn sign, quick. Pritchard's back out, and look who he's pulling out of the crowd.
Jackie, and she does not look happy. Too bad we can't hear them. George! He's going to get caught sneaking so close like that.
Our brother? No way. Look, he's ducked behind the giant ice cream cone. What are Pritchard and Jackie doing?
Looks like Pritchard is reading Jackie the riot act. Jackie is shaking her head. Pritchard's getting steam.
Yeah, looks like Pritchard's threatening Jackie. Now Jackie's running away in a panic and Pritchard's going back into the hall. Huh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know. I'm thinking that either Pritchard works for Big Jake on the side or he's shaking Jackie down so she's not considered as a suspect.
Look at you, you little Seamus, you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Either way, he's not going to be a cop for very long. We're going to expose him for the rat he is, right after we present the solution to the murder.
Do we have enough evidence to prove it was Mr. Simmons?
No, because it wasn't Mr. Simmons.
We need to get the real cops in. Pritchard just threatened to arrest Jackie for the murder unless Jackie paid him off. Said he'd plant evidence that would be impossible to disprove. Jackie told him she couldn't pay him, and all of her money was promised to Big Jake, that Big Jake would kill her if she didn't pay up, and that she'd take her chances with a murder rap.
Yeah, well, I have evidence to prove who really did it. Let's go find President Hughes and call for those cops. Then, I'll reveal all.
I've assembled all of the staff and judges of the exhibit halls, and Jackie Wilkins, as you requested. You're sure of all this, Will?
Positive beyond a shadow of a doubt. The facts are irrefutable, and George's eyewitness account of a certain transaction will give you a little bonus.
Where's the rest of your party?
Watching the Western show. Our sister's in it. We'll give them the gory details later.
President Hughes, I say, I was looking for you when someone told me you were looking for me to come here. The Ruby boys? What are they doing here? Ah, so you came to the same conclusion that I did. See, I knew there was something mighty suspicious about them.
The Rubies are here at my request. I hired Will to investigate Clara's murder because, frankly, I had little confidence that you could solve it.
What? Fiddle-de-dee! You are talking to one of Pomona's finest here. I can tell you right now that it was Mr. Simmons who poisoned Mrs. Flores.
What? I would never do such a thing.
No, you wouldn't. You loved her too much to do something like that.
How did you know?
A combination of being in the wrong place at the right time and a little date book. George and I overheard you and Mrs. Flores talking this morning about pickles and jam. At first, I thought it was some kind of skit you were rehearsing. It wasn't until I found her date book, a date book filled with appointments with B, until I realized that the skit was actually a very passionate conversation. You two have been having an affair for a very long time.
Yes, it's true. I did love Clara very much.
But you couldn't leave your wife. The scandal of a divorce would ruin you professionally. Mrs. Flores had been pushing you to leave her, and this morning, you finally told her that it was never going to happen.
So you killed her. See? I knew it.
No.
He's right, Pritchard. He didn't do it.
But he has to be the murderer. The only prints on the glass were his and hers.
Ah, yes. See, the two sets of prints, Mr. Simmons and Mrs. Flores's. What's the problem with that? What was Mrs. Flores wearing at the time she died?
Gloves. She couldn't have put her prints on the glass at the time she died.
Correct, big brother. The only way her prints could be on the glass is if she handled it before the judging. She was devastated. The love of her life had just rejected her. She couldn't go on without him. But she was going to make him pay for his rejection. She knew, as did everyone else involved with the judging, that he was the one who prepared the water glasses for the judges. So she removed the ice from one of the glasses and slipped in the rat poison. Her death would be blamed on him. I found the vial of poison she used in the drawer of the demonstration desk and handed it off to Officer Miller. He confirmed a few minutes ago that the only print on it was hers.
What a sad ending. Thank you, Will, for solving that so quickly. I propose we create a special award and name it after Clara to honor her.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. That's a wonderful gesture. Yes, very, very nice.
You said there was going to be a bonus, Will. What is it?
Oh, just the apprehension of an extortionist, not very bright extortionist. You know, you really should threaten people in private, Sergeant Pritchard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you do. You told Jackie Wilkins that you'd plant evidence to say she was the killer if she didn't pay up. I heard you myself.
That's right, he did.
Why, you? I'm not going down for this. Not now, not ever. That's right. Stay back. I'm not afraid to use this gun on any of you. Lieutenant, with me. I'm getting out of here, and you're gonna be my insurance. Any of you follow, he gets it.
He won't get far. The exits are all guarded.
Unless he tries to go out through the barns. I can take you a back way.
Yeah, show me. Mr. Hughes, notify the police as to what happened.
There. He's headed for the Western show.
Oh, that is a bad move on his part. Go find the cops and send them this way. Not that I think we'll need them.
Oh no! Black Bart has just kidnapped Annabelle. Hold on. 2 men have walked into the ring. Sirs, please exit the show ring. Ladies and gentlemen, there appears to be some sort of altercation. Please, remain in your seats until we get this sorted out. Oh my! Oh my! Did you see that? Our Annabelle raced over to the men on Black Bart's horse. She knocked one of them over and swung the other up behind her. What agility! What skill! The police are swarming the man on the ground. They're taking him away. Annabelle is taking the other man to the arena entrance, where another man is waiting for him. Both men bow to Annabelle. Annabelle waves back. Now the horse is bowing to the man. Oh my! This is a show none of us will ever forget.
What a day! Mr. Ruby, you sure know how to show a girl an interesting time.
If only I was the one who showed it to you. I am so sorry I abandoned you for so long.
It's okay. Duty called, and as duty is what makes you tick, so be it.
You know, you must be one of only maybe 3 women who understand that. Dolores is one of the other ones.
Most women think their job in life is to change the men they're interested in. I've always thought that if you don't like them as is, go find one you do like. As for Dolores, she's one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. Do you know I actually had to hold her back when George and Pritchard ran into the arena? She wanted to confront the jerk herself.
I heard that, and if it'd been Will, I would have been holding you back. You can't fool me.
I'm glad neither one of you did. Leave the heroics to the professionals.
Yeah, especially when there are horses involved.
I'm beginning to think you're a professional superhero.
You are all superheroes in my book. I can never thank you enough for what you did. On behalf of the entire board of directors of the fair, I present to all of you, lifetime passes. You're all welcome here anytime.
Yay! Oh, can we come back tomorrow and do it again? I didn't get a chance to see the bunnies.
You're just coming back.
This has been another episode of The Adventures of William Ruby, Private Detective, brought to you by Sugar Twinkles Cereal. Sugar Twinkles. They're made with sugar for energy and a fairy dusting of 8 vitamins and minerals to make it twinkly healthy. Grown-ups and kids alike love Sugar Twinkles. Make it a part of your breakfast. Tonight's cast included Lauren Baumbauer, Val Kuhns, Max Levine, Mike Luce, Richard Tatum, Raishel Wasserman, and Keith Wright. Cast member emeritus, Helen Alamano. Story by Val Kuhns. Sound patterns by Val Kuhns. This has been a Q Footsteps production. Horse Nalamsha.
This has been a Q Footsteps production. Nalamsha!
This has been a few footsteps production.
Hideko Sawakaki. Damn!
Damn! Deko Sawakaki? Well, Mr. Simmons, Spibbins, whatever your name is, because he's so good at it.